Welcome to the Exit Plan Show. Today's guest is Chris Bouck. He's the founder of SDR Ventures in Greenwood Village, Colorado. Stick around to the end of this episode because we're going to show you how to subscribe to our newsletter and win a free copy of the #1 book about exit planning. Thank you to Zarlingo Robb, CPAs and business advisors in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, for providing a location for us to film this episode. At Zarlingo Robb, they think like business owners. For more information about Zarlingo Robb, please click the link in our website show notes. Hi, I'm Norman A. Hood, financial advisor and host of the Exit Plan Show. I interview America's top advisors like today's guest, Chris Bouck, to help business owners like you enjoy more personal freedom, grow your company faster, and retire someday on your own terms. Now, Chris Bouck works with clients to execute mergers and acquisitions, secure equity and debt financing, and maximize shareholder value. Hey, welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Today we're going to talk about the 3 mistakes business owners can make before they sell their company. And the first one that comes up pretty often is failure to prepare. I've heard this is a recurring theme with a lot of guests I interview. How does a company like SDR help an owner prepare?
Well, preparing to exit your business is really a process, and we can help a business owner identify some of the weaknesses in his business and fix those and really prepare for an exit.
Okay. And so what are some common weaknesses that need to be fixed, do you think?
Probably the most common one is sloppy books and records.
Okay.
Inaccurate financial statements that lack detail behind them. We find that that's probably the most common mistake we see.
And of course, with your background as a CPA, is there a difference between a CPA that's had experience with M&A in cleaning up the books and a CPA that maybe hasn't had experience with M&A?
Well, probably in the final analysis, really not, other than there is a process these days when a private equity firm buys a company. It's called a quality of earnings audit, and it's different than a financial statement audit. The private equity firm hires a CPA firm to go examine the quality of the earnings. And so they're really looking at customer concentration, the consistency of the earnings, the consistency of the margins in the earnings. And so a CPA that has M&A experience will understand the aspects of that quality of earnings audit versus just a financial statement audit.
But I guess if a client's CPA didn't have that experience, that'd be an area that you could also work with that CPA firm and help them through that process. Bet. Okay, great. Another area that causes potential problems is underestimating buyers, and I've heard more horror stories in that area than I could probably count. First of all, how does a seller underestimate a buyer?
Well, it's really what we have found is that you really never know why a buyer is interested in buying your company. What they see as value. A lot of times you'll find out after the transaction closes why they were interested in your company, but you really never know why they're interested in your company. We had a buyer of a small division of one of our clients, and they manufactured aeration discs that go into municipal wastewater treatment facilities. And as it turned out, the buyer had landed a large contract in Saudi Arabia for the installation of some new wastewater treatment facilities, and this acquisition really paid for itself through buying the means of production. Okay.
So they could afford to pay a higher multiple.
They did. They paid very much a premium multiple for that acquisition.
Okay. And were there multiple entities interested at that time?
Absolutely. You need an auction environment to really maximize value for a company.
So you probably got this embedded in your memory. What would between the final bidders? What was the difference between the final offer and the minimum?
Well, we generally see that through the auction process, there are 3 to 5 rounds of LOIs or indications of interest, and generally we see that increase in value to be somewhere between 7.5% and as high as 20% over the initial offer.
So it's well worth going through the process.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Another mistake a seller can make in underestimating a buyer is accepting the first and only offer that they get. Where does SDR come in to help prevent that?
Well, and business owners are dealing with this all the time these days in the fact that they are getting unsolicited offers to buy their company. And so you really want the auction environment to help drive the value of the business. As we just discussed earlier, oftentimes the increase in the purchase price that comes through the auction process can be as high as 20%. And so you really don't want to accept the first and only offer that you have on your company. You really want to run the auction process. I was recently at a charity auction where they were auctioning off an autographed basketball from a professional team. And they started the bidding at $600 and it didn't sell. So the host of the charity event bought the basketball and said, okay, I'm going to donate it back, start the bidding at $50. When they were done with the auction process, the basketball sold for $650. So the auction process works.
Right. Okay, great. So that's it with Chris Bouck with SDR Ventures. If you want more information about Chris, please visit our website, check out the show notes. You'll find a link there to his website, more information about him. And while you're on our website, you can also subscribe to our newsletter, which gives you an opportunity to win a free copy of the #1 book about exit planning.